Good morning, students. Welcome to 8th Standard English. On the day we had learned the prose lesson, Sir Isaac Newton, the ingenious scientist. First, we will revise. He was born on Christmas Day, 25th December 1642. After his father died, his mother married a clergyman and went to North Bedham. Then he was left to his grandmother. She took care of him, very kind and loving. The Isaac's inventions were water clock and sundial, strength of wind, model of windmill. Now we move on to the second section, page number 67. Isaac's playmates were enchanted with his new windmill. They thought that nothing so pretty and so wonderful had ever been seen in the whole world. Already we had seen that Isaac made a small windmill. So Isaac's friends, they were happy to see with his new windmill. The heart was enchanted, it is delighted. So they thought that nothing is so pretty and it was so wonderful and never had been seen in the whole world. But Isaac said, one of them, "You have forgotten one thing that belongs to your mill." "What is that?" asked Isaac, for he supposed that from the roof of the mill to its foundation he had forgotten nothing. "Why, where is the miller?" said his friend. One of his friends said to Isaac, "You have forgotten one thing that belongs to your mill." Isaac asked, "What is that?" "I never forgotten anything from the roof of the mill to its foundation." His friend asked, "Where is the miller?" "That is true. I must look out for one," said Isaac, and he set himself to consider how the deficiency should be supplied. He might easily have made the miniature figure of a man, but then it would not have been able to move about and perform the duties of a miller. But perhaps some two-legged millers are quite as dishonest as this small quadruped. Then Isaac said, "Yes, it is true. I must look out for one." And then he easily made the miniature figure of a man. The Hardward's miniature, very small model. He made very small figure of a man for the miller. As Isaac grew older, it was found that he had far more important matters in his mind than the manufacture of toys like the little windmill. All day long, if left to himself, he was either absorbed in thought or engaged in some book of mathematics or natural philosophy. At night, I think it probable he looked up with reverential curiosity to the stars and wondered whether they are worlds like our own, and how great was their distance from the earth, and what was the power that kept them in their courses. So after that, Isaac he grew older. He had found more important matters in his mind, like the small windmill. So all day he engaged with some books of mathematics or natural philosophy. And at night he looked up curiosity to the stars. Curiosity, the hard word, eagerness. He was eagerly looked at the stars to find out their distance from the earth. When Isaac was 14 years old, his mother's second husband being now dead, she wished her son leave school and assist her in managing the farm at Woolsthorpe. For a year or two, therefore, he tried to turn his attention to farming, but his mind was so bent on becoming a scholar that his mother sent him back to school and afterwards to the University of Cambridge. In this paragraph, when he was 14 years old, his mother's second husband was dead. She came back and wished her son to leave school and assist her in managing the farm at Woolsthorpe. For a year, he tried to turn his attention to farming, but his mind was to become a scholar After that, his mother sent him back to school and afterwards to the University of Cambridge. He was the first that found out the nature of light, for before his day, nobody could tell what the sunshine was composed of until then. You remember, I suppose, the story of an apple falling on his head, which led him to discover the force of gravitation and which keeps the heavenly bodies in their courses. When he had once got hold of this idea, he never permitted his mind to rest until he had searched out all the laws by which the planets are guided through the sky. This he did as thoroughly as if he had gone up among the stars and tracked them in their orbits. So, first, you only found the nature of the light. Afterwards, you can remember the story of an apple falling on his head, which led him to discover the force of gravitation. So, when the Isaac sat under the tree, the apple fell on his head. Accordingly, he found out the force of gravitation. While researching, he was accustomed to spend night after night in a lofty tower, gazing at the heavenly bodies through a telescope. His mind was lifted far above the things of this world. He may be said, indeed, to have spent the greater part of his life in worlds that lie thousands and millions of miles away, for where the thoughts and the heart are, that is our true existence. So, while researching, he was something familiar with. So, hard words accustomed, it is meaning something familiar with. So, he was something familiar with to spend night in a lofty tower, gazing at the heavenly bodies through a telescope. Then, Newton lived to be a very old man, renowned thinker, and was made a member of parliament and received the honor of knighthood from the king. But he cared little for earthly fame and honors and felt no pride in the vastness of his knowledge. All that he had learnt only made him feel how little he knew in comparison to what remained to be known. In this, he lived to be a very old man. He was a renowned thinker. He was made a member of parliament. He received the honor of knighthood from the king. But he had fame and honors, but felt no pride in the vastness of his knowledge. He learned what little he knew in comparison and what remained to be known. I seemed to myself like a child, he observed, playing on the seashore and picking up here and there a curious shell or a pretty pebble, while the boundless ocean of truth lies undiscovered before me. So, Isaac he thought himself like a child, and he observed playing on the seashore and picking up the curious shell or a pretty pebbles, while the boundless oceans of truth still undiscovered before him. At last in 1727, when he was 85 years old, Sir Isaac Newton died, or rather he ceased to live on earth. We may be permitted to believe that he is still searching out the infinite wisdom and goodness of the Creator as earnestly and with even more success than while his spirit animated a mortal body. He has left a fame behind him which will be as endurable as if his name were written in the letters of light formed by the stars upon the midnight sky. So, when he was 85 years old, he was dead in the year 1727, and he stopped. The hard word ceased, meaning stopped. So, he stopped to live on earth. He has left a fame behind him, and his name were written in letters of light formed by the stars upon the midnight sky. I love to hear about mechanical contrivances such as the water clock and the little windmill, remarked George. I suppose if Sir Isaac Newton had only thought of it, he might have found out the steam engine and railroads and all the other famous inventions that have come into use since his day. So, He loved to hear about the mechanical contrivances such as water clock and the small windmill. It was remarked by the George. He supposed if Sir Isaac Newton still he was in the world, he may have found the steam engine and rain rolls and other famous inventions that have come into use since this day. Very possibly he might, replied Mr. Temple, and no doubt a great many people would think it more useful to manufacture steam engines than to search out the system of the universe. Other great astronomers besides Newton have been endowed with mechanical genius. There was David Rittenhouse, an American. He made a perfect little watermill when he was only 7 or 8 years old. But this sort of ingenuity is but mere a trifle in comparison with the other talents of such men. So Mr. Temple replied, there is no doubt many people would think more useful to manufacture steam engines and to search out of the universe. So likewise, David Rittenhouse, an American, he made a perfect little water mill when he was 7 or 8 years old. Yes, this is the story of Isaac. Now we will see the hard words. Enchanted, delighted. Miniature, very small model. Curiosity, eagerness. Accustomed, something familiar with. Gazing, looking steadily and intently. Ceased, stopped. Now we will recap what we had seen. First, he made the miniature figure of a man for the miller. He found the nature of light. He found the force of gravitation by Apple. He was a renowned thinker. He was made a member of parliament. He received the honor of knighthood from the king in the year 1727. When he was 85 years old, he died. Now we will revise the exercise in book, page number 69 and 70. Choose the correct antonym for the italicized word. First one, his grandmother was very kind to him. So kind, the answer is cruel. The boy seemed to have a taste for mathematics. So taste, it is distaste. Isaac possessed a wonderful faculty of acquiring knowledge. So possessed, lacks. He was observed to be usually busy with his tools. Usually, rarely. Thank you.